Welcome to the Honest Health Podcast with your host, Jeffrey Burke. Honest Health brings you the brightest minds in the natural products industry, as well as athletes and entertainers. Jeff will keep you entertained and informed while educating on how to be successful on your healthy journeys. Now, here's your host, Jeffrey Burke.
Hello and welcome back to the Honest Health Podcast. My name is Jeffrey Burke. I'm so glad you're here. This is my newer platform. I'm here to talk about groundbreaking information from some of the best minds within the natural products industry, even more people from outside of the industry with incredible messages to share. My favorite people, the people that I find intriguing and interesting and so much fun, because I feel that everybody has a message to share, and you are going to love today. My guest today is Frank Marino, and if you have not heard that name, there's something wrong with you. You don't live on this planet. But we're going to talk about his incredible career here in Las Vegas, and I think you're going to find this to be a lot of fun. Help me welcome my guest. Hi, Frank.
How's it going? Good to be here.
Thank you so much. I have, of course, been a big fan for a very, very long time, and I followed your career for a very, very, very long time. And of course, you're friends with a lot of my friends, and I just want to thank you for taking the time out of your schedule to be here.
Well, I'm excited.
So recently, we were invited to your 40th anniversary. It was so much fun to watch you again and to see you on stage. I mean, moving around like you're 20 and looking fantastic. And we wanted to thank you for inviting us to that. It was wonderful.
I want to thank you for coming. It was really surreal for me. It was like, it still didn't register that I've been doing it for 40 years.
So let's elaborate a little bit. What have you been doing for 40 for maybe somebody out there that doesn't know your awesomeness?
Well, I first got here in 1985. We were in a show called An Evening at La Cage. Now, that was performing at the Riviera Hotel. We had a 3-month contract, which was, normal for the time. And that contract got extended so many times, I ended up spending 25 years at the Riviera Hotel doing that show.
Fantastic. It was amazing.
We survived 2 wars, 4 presidents, the turn of a century. We did it all. But when it did finally end 25 years later, I ended up doing my own show, which is the show most people know me from, which is Divas Las Vegas. And that was started at the Imperial Palace, which turned into the Link, which, they just keep changing the name. But that was also a fun run. And I guess that's what I've been doing, working.
I love it. It's funny because I go back a long time here myself. I've been in Vegas about 45 years. And I remember when the showrooms were smoky and everyone was smoking and there was a film at the top. And that was a different time.
Yes. And it always worried me because people would be smoking and I needed my voice to be able to, communicate with people. And I was like, I hope that, secondhand smoke now we know is so dangerous that I was like, oh gosh, I hope this doesn't affect me. I was very lucky that, that ended pretty soon after I got here. And then it became the no smoking law.
What's changed the most with the audiences in Las Vegas from way back then till today?
People are so much more relaxed now. Like when I liked it the uptight way, to be honest with you. When I first got here, the women would be in their furs and their jewelry and really be dressed for the night out. The gentlemen had jackets on and overcoats, and they knew they were going somewhere. Nowadays, it's like something to do after you went to the pool day. Oh, well, let's catch a show. And there's fanny packs and flip-flops because people want to be comfortable. And I totally understand that. But for me, it's awkward because I'm always in a beautiful gown. And I change 17, 18 times a show. That if they're in beachwear and I'm all dressed up, it looks like we're going to 2 different parties.
That's so true. And it's like traveling. It's like being on a plane. I remember we used to dress up to be on a plane. We don't do that.
And I'm one of those older people that still dress up on the plane.
I love it. One of the things that I've noticed is that the audiences are so much more involved, and it seems like they even enjoy you more today than they did in the past. And if that's possible.
No, and I love that. I love that the audiences get to ask me questions in this version of the show. So I love answering their questions, and I let them get really crazy with the questions. And then the dancers and the impersonators go right into the audience. So people get involved. They love to go up to them, dance with them, tip them, whatever they're doing. And the engagement seems to be the highlight of the show.
I think it's wonderful. I've seen the way that the shows have changed so dramatically. And the one consistent is you're so incredibly talented. And
Thank you.
your talent has just gotten better and better and better over the years. And you're even as enjoyable, even more than today than before. And thank you for that. That
Thank
makes it
you.
really
And I
good.
gotta say, I feel better now than ever. I feel more confident in what I'm doing than ever. And maybe that's exuding on the stage. I'm in better shape than I've ever been. So I really came into my own. So, and I feel that. And I feel the energy from the audience back seeing that.
You know, a lot of people don't understand what it takes to do one live show. And you have done nothing but live shows forever, night
Yeah.
after night, week after month after year after decade. How do you get yourself mentally ready every single show?
Well, people always say, do you get nervous? And the answer is before every show, I get very nervous. And I used to think it was a bad thing until somebody said to me, that means you care. If you didn't care, you would just go on and do it. So I do get nervous. And in 40 years, you can imagine, we did 3 shows a night, 7 nights a week for a lot of that 25-year starting period. But even into the 40-year period, doing the 2 shows a night after that, if I look back, I don't know how I did it. Because when I was young, okay, let's say before I was 20, we would get here, we would do 3 shows, 7, 9, and 11. Then I would get dressed. Then we maybe go across the street to another hotel for dinner. Then we go to the nightclub, spend the whole night in the nightclub. And I remember leaving the nightclub many a nights, following school buses home because it was early in the morning. Now it's all I could do to get through the first show. And I just go, how did that happen? But the answer is we were younger.
Yes, we sure were younger. I remember things worked a lot better back then. You mentioned nerves. How much stress is involved for you with what you do?
A lot, because I stress over everything. I'm just that personality. I worry about, are the dancers going to stub their toe? Are the queens going to lose a wig or forget their nails? Or I worry for everybody. So I'm like the Mother Hubbard of the show. And I have all my children to worry about, and I get stressed like a mother would get stressed with her child.
How do you handle your stress?
Very differently now.
Okay.
The old me, and I'll be honest, the old me would scream and yell and go crazy over little things. And the new me goes, it's not going to matter tomorrow, so let's just figure it out. It's so much easier to just figure it out instead of complaining about it and then figuring it out. And then you had double the amount of time to have to worry about it. So the new me is much more calm.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's good, because it's usually the opposite. People start out a little bit calmer, and as they get older, they get worse. And you've reversed that. I think what's wonderful is that, the passion has never died.
No.
It's just as strong as it was when I met you a million years ago.
The passion's there. The excitement, the everything is still there. And I have reduced my workload, and maybe that's, doing the 3 shows 7 days a week is a lot of work. It's a lot of time. It's not hard work. It's a lot of time. It's more mental work during the week, dealing with the press, dealing with the costume designers, the hairstylists. There's a lot of people involved to make each one of us look as good as we could look. And it's a fitting, and then it's an appointment to get this done or that done. It's a lot.
It is a lot. And the behind the scenes, people never know everything. They see the outcome. Mm-hmm. They don't see all the stuff behind the scenes.
Olympic ice skater, you see that beautiful performance, but not the whole year of rehearsing for it.
Absolutely. How do you deal with your fame and your notoriety?
In what way?
Has it become easier to accept your fame and your notoriety today? Because you really have earned it all the way through. But I think as we get older, sometimes we're like, yeah, I did that.
Yeah, I'll tell you what was really nice. We were walking on the Strip. I don't know why the other day. We had some function we had to go to. It was easier to walk from one place to the other. And we passed my star, which is in front of the Paris Hotel. I actually have 2 stars. I'm the only one to ever get 2 stars. One's in front of the Link and one's in front of the Paris. And I look down and go, that is so unbelievable that this star was put here for me. And there's millions of people walking on both sides of the Strip. And I'm like, but they did this for me. Like last year, right after the 40th, they took the Las Vegas sign, which has the clear bulbs going around it, changed all the light bulbs to ruby because it was 40 years color. The 40-year anniversary color is ruby. So they changed. And I was like, they changed this entire landmark, the biggest landmark of Vegas, for me. And sometimes you got to sit back, breathe, and realize the honor that you should, you know what I'm saying? Because I was always rushing to the next thing. Now I'm able to sit back and enjoy and be appreciative of that. Just like you asking me to do the Grand Marshal for the rodeo. That was such an honor. 40 years, I never got to do something like that. And I had the best time.
I got to tell you something funny. You'll love this. And Chris is going to kill me for this because you were out by his horse and he kept thinking, please do not sneeze on Frank. That horse is worth more than you are. And he goes, no, I said, you mean the dress? He goes, yeah, the dress. The dress is worth more than the horse. So it was really funny because we had a great picture of you out there. And
that horse is gorgeous.
Yes, it was just nice to have you out there and to know that once again, you're once again appreciated both within community and even outside the community. And all you've done has been amazing. So
I want to say I appreciate that too, because people nowadays with social media and all those crazy things out there, you can get access so quick. People are not always so nice. And I do miss, how people, used to be.
Right. Well, I think the thing that people want to know about you as well, I mean, you look fantastic. Let's just face it, you look wonderful.
For 105, Frank, you do all right.
Do you do anything?
Everything.
Well, supplements. How's the diet? How do you get good sleep? I mean, what are some tips you might be able to pass on to people if they could say, I want to look that good?
Okay. So I sleep horribly. I probably have sleep apnea, but that thing, I can't sleep with it. I'd rather have the apnea.
Wow. And
I don't exercise. So if you ever see me running, please shoot whatever is chasing me. But I have found Manjaro, the weight loss drug, and I do stretch every day in my pool. I go in the pool in the winter. It's snowing, and I'm in the pool. I have one of those SeaWorld sweatsuits, those water suits, and I exercise. So, and then I live under the lasers. I'm in the health spa every week. Like Alex, my partner, has a joke. I come home every week going, in 2 weeks, this is going to look good, or that's going to look good. He's like, when do you get to enjoy it? It's always another 2 weeks, another 2 weeks. I go, well, when I die, I'll be beautiful in that coffin.
What about vitamins?
I do. I take multivitamins, and then I take fish oil, and I take vitamin E. Yes, I take a lot of supplements every day.
I think that's important. I think we need to fill the voids that are created by our sometimes not so good eating habits that we all have a tendency to kind of do this. I've gone to shows over the past and people are like, how does he get in those outfits? I would shoot my friends to get in an outfit like that. And these are people that, I mean, they're just looking at you like, how does he look this good? And it's amazing.
Well, please invite those people back to the show with me.
But they love it. I mean, you're able to really present yourself in such a wonderful way.
And when I try to do age-altering things, whether it be a Botox or something, I never try to look like I'm 20. I just try to look okay for my age. You know what I'm saying? Which I'll say, I just turned 62 the other day. So I just want to look good for 62. My goal is not to look 18.
Yeah, I hear you, because I've just hit 66. So I hear you. We're kind of in the same general neighborhood. So but I mean, it does take work. I mean, you've got to put some work in there, whether that's exercise or diet or outside adjustments. So that's all wonderful. People ask me all the time, they'll say, what does Frank's future look like?
So for my career, I just signed a contract with Virgin, so we'll be at the Virgin Hotel select Sundays, very exciting, till throughout 2026. Nice. I don't want to predict it. I do want to stop very soon, but I don't want to predict it because I end up keep staying and I sound like Cher. But I am finally ready to accept the fact if it ends soon, I'm okay with it. And I guess this is sort of a way to go out slowly and on my terms, you know what I'm saying? But I got to be honest, we're doing the show 40 years. After like 15, I used to always say, oh, one day I'm going to look back and this is going to be a dream. This is going to be a dream, And it feels like a dream.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. It feels like I lived an amazing dream. And so many exciting people I met, so many opportunities, things that I'll be honest, when I was younger, I was 20 when I got here, that I took for granted. I took so many things for granted. And looking back, I just feel blessed that I was able to experience it, do it, be there. It was a lot, but it was worth it.
The thing I always appreciated and really respected about you is you took risks, and whether it was in the monologue, whether it was in the banter, you hit subjects that other people may not have felt comfortable doing, but you not only pulled them off, but you created awareness of a lot of
Yeah,
them as
I'm
well.
driving a race car on that stage. So, especially I do a lot of political humor. So I
Yes,
got to do this because it's not fair to not do both sides.
right.
So I do both sides. And I could tell by my first or second political joke what side the majority is on. But I still do everybody because there's hypocrisy on both sides that if we just saw and made a point of it and make it in a joke form, that people might go, oh, yeah, I did actually, he's right. Or, I disagree and they can debate me if they want. But I don't do it to be political. I do it because I think those jokes are funny.
Someone said the other day, they said, I remember when I went to the show for the first time and I said, you do? Because I've been telling people you were coming on and
Right.
they're like, that's so exciting. I remember when I went the first time, I wasn't sure it would be something I could enjoy. And I said, how was it? He goes, I loved it 10 times more than my wife and her sister. He goes, I had a ball. He goes, and if you would have asked me, I would have said, I don't think I'm going to enjoy this. Now, this was a long time ago. This is back in
Yeah.
the 80s.
Yeah.
So
that happens a lot. I had a Marine walk out of my show just recently saying, when the last number where the guy takes the makeup off,
yes.
He goes, that number changed my life. He goes, I didn't think I was going to like the show. My wife dragged me, but it was one of the best things I've ever seen. And I totally get it. Because again, I might be gay, but I'm not selling a lifestyle. I'm just selling a form of entertainment, and if that form of entertainment makes you laugh, enjoy the show. We were talking like what I do in the show. When I'm changing, if I'm done early, which isn't very many times, but when I'm done early, I'll peek out and I watch the kids on the stage. And I get the same joy the audience is getting because obviously they're in the show because I appreciate their work. So I get to sit there going, oh my God. And I'll laugh and I'll do whatever or smile or cry, whatever. And that's the touching part for me, watching them.
I love that. Any chance to eventually move away from Las Vegas, or is this home?
This is home, but if we move anywhere, we're looking at homes right now in Florida, like Boca or Del Rey. And then I just found this town outside Disney World, which I love, called Celebration. And then there's, then Alex kind of likes my partner. He likes California. I'm from New York. So I don't know what's exactly going to happen, but I could give you the answer real soon.
I love it. That's great. When someone comes on the show, do they go through an audition process with you?
Yes. So what happens is if we need somebody, we'll put a call out. If they just have a random character they want to try out, we will give it a shot if it's up to par. But they'll come in 2 or 3 times to show their stuff, and then we'll maybe throw it in because the only way to find out is to throw it in. And I'm not going to lie, I've been very surprised a lot of times on things that I didn't think were going to work, and then they work tremendously. So it's a lot before they get in, but when they get in, it's got to be cold turkey because how do we know what the audience is going to like?
And thank you for that. That's very respectful of you. The other thing is you've been able to create a feeling across everywhere that it's okay to just be you.
Yes.
And I think that's been really good, not only for the people learning to be accepting, but also for the younger people that may not have ever had someone who they could believe in that would make them feel that they're okay.
Right. And I get a lot of young kids coming in saying stuff like to that vein, and that really makes me feel good. I was always unapologetic. I never asked for permission. I just did, and I took the consequences if I was wrong. But I lived in an ivory tower, I'm not going to lie, for a long time. Before I realized what was happening in the world and what was happening to other gay people, I was being applauded for putting on a dress where other places people would be harmed, if they got into the wrong crowd. So I had to see what was going on in the world, become more aware. Maybe that's why I got political, but as far as my monologue goes, but it took a lot to see what was happening, to give myself a place that I wanted to say, this is what I believe, and, try to spread my word.
Well, there's really something powerful about being able to give people hope and be able to give people, the feeling that, you know what, I'm okay. And I may have to disappoint some friends and family along the way, but we need to live our own life. And thank you for giving people that hope and that possibility.
Right. And I think my opinion is the whole world is equal. Like I talked to Alex about this a lot. The president of the hotels are no better than the housekeepers of the hotels. I'm just
Great.
picking. I mean, everybody's an equal individual person and everybody deserves the same respect. And maybe that came from doing what I do for a living. Like I would make friends and then you'd be somewhere else. What do you do? And if I told them, there was a lot of times they were like, take them back, let's say. And I would be like, well, if you don't like it, too bad for you.
And you know, it's easier said than done for some people, but I know some people that finally accept that. They're
Mhm.
probably happier than they've ever been when they stood up for themselves rather than hiding in the corners.
I had old friends at different points in my life say, when are you going to get a real job?
Wow.
And then I just say that when I don't want to live extravagant anymore.
Exactly. I love my life. You know, so I think that's wonderful. It was also really nice at the 40th to see that you had other entertainers in the audience. I saw Terry Fader there, and
Yes.
you know, you had other people that are headliners and entertainer. They were there to watch and support you as well. So you created really an amazing family on the
Yeah.
strip.
Well, you saw that 40-year video that I was
I
unaware.
did.
And it was nice to see the mayor take out time to say something to me. Famous people, saying things. I mean, you got to sit back and realize, wow, these people are so busy and they took that time for me. And that really was an honor.
Well, I think you've earned it, my friend, and I think that it's really wonderful. Anybody that's been blessed to see you on stage over the years, I know they love what you're doing. It's good to know that they can come out here and see you over the next year at the Virgin,
Yeah.
where we got to see you. That was a fun room.
Yep.
Um,
Select Sundays, 4 o'clock. And that's the other thing. Virgin loves the locals. You get free parking. I mean, we get all the benefits a tourist gets plus more. And it's so easy to navigate. You pull into that free valet, you walk in 2 steps in a showrooms. We're in the 24 Oxford showroom, You've seen my show over the years. Do you not feel that's one of the best showrooms ever?
It was fantastic. The acoustics are great. The stage is nice. You feel so intimate, yet
Yes,
there's room for a lot two but it's
absolutely.
the intimacy is there. And even when your performers are coming out of the audience, it's just like
Yeah.
everybody is involved. It's just wonderful.
And let
Thank
me
you.
tell you the truth. At first, I was against them going into the audience and accepting tips and doing
Wow.
all this, right? But when I saw the audience, like I said, I watched the show. When I saw the audience enjoying that part, and people have written that was my favorite part when they came into the audience. And yeah, and they do like they did the old days in Chippendales when the ladies would make it rain. Is that what they call it? With the money? I'm like, oh my God. So
I
it's
love
a
it.
lot of fun. And the fact that people, and if you don't want to engage like that, you don't have to. That's the good part of it. You could make that show the experience you want it to be.
And the nice thing is the people that are at the hotel there were so friendly and so accommodating. And even the people, to your point, people that were seating you, the people that were doing the drinks, it was just friendly from top to bottom.
Right, right. I love that Disneyland feeling, where they pump happy gas over there. We just give them a little idea of what we'd like it to be.
I love it. I love it. So we talked about the future. We've talked about the show. I think a lot of people really just kind of want to know, um, how do you keep so happy? And I know it's doing what you want to do, but every time I see you, you're smiling. You've got this amazing look on your face, and even if you're not, nobody would know. And I think that that's definitely a talent because I think it comes down to you're doing what you want to do. You're really well. You've done it so well for such a long time, and I think your heart. You steer with your heart.
Yeah, and like I said, there's many times like COVID and everything where you just look around you and say, "How could I not be happy?" I don't have a job. I have a career, which is a difference. I'm doing well at it, made a name at it. So work-wise, good. I got a great family. I'm in great health. I mean, there would be no reason I would be selfish to have a bad day.
I love that. So we have a special coming up. We want to make sure we let everybody know, when is your special coming up? December 2nd?
December 2nd on HGTV, we're doing a show called Hoarding for the Holidays. Now, as you can see my background, I'm a little over the top with the decorating, and this is one of 50 things you will see on that show. But it's going to be a lot of fun. I don't know how it was edited, so sometimes, it gets a little crazy. But it's not only me, it's me and my partner, Alex. And, of course, I play the over-the-top decorator, and he's more the realist going, do you really need that, But I think all this stuff behind me, I think I really need.
I love it. two things. Leave us with a thought of the day, something from you and solely from you.
Okay, so the line that I live my life by is, it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. So that's something I live by. And I also have another one that I got off Facebook a couple years ago that I truly believe. Don't go pop somebody's balloon, because whatever it is they have, you don't know, it might be all they have. So don't go popping that balloon for the little kid at the fair. Take that balloon and help that balloon rise.
Lift everybody up.
Lift everybody up, because you just don't know what anybody else is going through. And like you said, I smile all the time. In 40 years, there's been major crazy things. Yeah. We've had deaths in the family. I've gone on stage not feeling good. But it's the audience that lifts me up. But yet it's from that practice of forgetting about it for that hour also helps myself, you know what I'm saying, to get through whatever. And talking to people like yourself always puts me in a good mood.
Oh, you're so sweet. Second question. If you were to leave the earth today, what would you want to be most remembered for?
Damn, that bitch looked good. I want to be known for somebody that took like a very vaudeville type career and turned it into a multi-million-dollar empire, because it was a lot. I mean, it takes a lot to get. I had to work twice as hard to get half as far because I was wearing high heels.
I love it. I have enjoyed this absolutely so much. I could check this off my bucket list now, because it's a must do for me. And I really appreciate you taking time, and thank you for all you do. We'll get this posted, and so everybody can enjoy you as well. And I wish you lots of luck at the Virgin, upcoming all through next year.
Yes.
And of course, my best wishes to you and Alex both.
Thank you.
Continued good health, continued success, and continued happiness.
Yes, and to you and Chris as well. And thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoyed this today. Have a great day. God bless.
Stay tuned for more information from the Honest Health Podcast with Jeffrey Burke. And make sure to check back often for interviews and conversations from the guests we all want to hear from. I'm John the Announcer. Thanks for listening.